Hello and welcome to Changzhou for quarterfinals day at the Li-Ning China Masters, event number 7 on the BWF World Superseries. Well, the World Superseries consists of 12 tournaments each year, and as I say, this is event number 7, which means that we've just started the second half of this prestigious series of tournaments. Super Series finals as well to come at the end of the year, with the top 8 players or pairs from each discipline will contest the finals to be staged in China in December. So all important, these Super Series tournaments, and of course more than just the title up for grabs, because the players are all battling to qualify for next year's Olympic Games in London. Well, as I say, it is quarterfinals day. I'm Jill Clark, and we really do have some super matches to bring you this afternoon. In fact, all of our 5 quarterfinals involves recent medalists from the World Championships last month in Wembley. And of course, Wembley will be the scene of the Olympic Games next year. It will be hosting the badminton competition of the 2012 Olympics. Well, our lineup includes 2 women's singles quarterfinals, a mixed doubles, a men's singles and a men's doubles. And there you can see what a better way to start than that is the newly crowned world champion Wang Yihan from China, the number 1 seed, up against the number 1 Indian player Saina Nehwal. Then mixed doubles in the World Championships silver medalists, the British pairing of Chris Adcock and Imogen Bankier, up against a new Korean pairing of Yu and Zhang. Then the second of our women's singles semi-finals, and a repeat of the final from last year, the defending champion Wang Xin, the left-hander from China, up against European champion Tina Bown. After that, men's singles, and a match so many want to see. Lin Dan won his 4th world title last month in Wembley. He is, of course, also the defending Olympic champion. He's in a battle against another left-hander, Sho Sasaki of Japan. And then on the last of our 5 quarterfinals is men's doubles, and that's a mouth-watering prospect as well. Between those 2 men's doubles pairs, we have 3 World Championship silver medals. Kuan Tan from Malaysia up against Jung An Lee from Korea. Well, the announcements here in this magnificent arena, just inviting the players to come onto court. Wang Yihan, the new world champion, leads out the players up against the number 5 seed Saina Nehwal from India. Well, when you consider that these 2 players are aged 23 and 21, I think you can safely say, barring any serious injuries, these 2 will be around for a long time to come. Both very, very talented individuals.
Which one?
Blue. The umpire just doing the toss of the coin before the players to choose whether they wish to choose which end they start, or whether they wish to receive or serve. There's one of 3 options to be decided. And there is Wang Yihan, the world champion, the 23-year-old from Shanghai. Moved back up to number 1 in the world rankings, has held that position since the 18th of August. And she's up against Saina Nehwal, number 5 in the world rankings. And when you consider that that's what their seed positions are, it obviously translates into meaning that all the top women's singles players are here in Changzhou for these Li-Ning China Masters. Saina Nehwal, 21 years of age, lives in Hyderabad, a place where the 2009 World Championships were staged. Wang Yihan, well, it's a 3-hour drive from her home city, Shanghai, here to Changzhou. These 2 players incidentally met each other in the final of the World Junior Championships. Saina Nehwal
Are you ready?
seemed a little surprised that they were called time already. Saina was a semi-finalist at these China Masters back in 2008. Lost out to Juni, but when you consider that in that quarter-final 3 years ago she beat the then reigning world champion Julin. Well, the omens could be in her favour, because this lady, Wang Yihan, really has performed so well for so long on the World Tour, but has never won this title, never actually even been in the final of the China Masters.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Saina Nehwal, India, and on my left, Wang Yihan, China. Nehwal to serve. Level, play.
So Saina Nehwal, the 21-year-old from the Bulella Gopichand Academy in Hyderabad, nearest to us as we look down on the court. A very good opening rally. Wang Yihan,
One love.
All England champion back in 2009 when she was unseeded. Can you believe it? Unseeded, when later that year in October 2009 became world #1. Held that position for very nearly a year, until the 24th of September 2010. But she's back at world #1 right now. This, incidentally, in senior open badminton competition, the third meeting between these two players. The previous two occasions have both been won by the tall Chinese player. And she is tall, 178, that's about 5'10". But both of the previous two meetings have gone the full distance, gone to 3 games. Last occasion they met was the last Super Series event prior to this one. And it was a premier Super Series event as well in Indonesia, the Indonesian Open in Jakarta in Istora Stadium. And they did produce a wonderful final, an hour and 4 minutes. Wang Yihan having to save a match point in the second game before coming through to win the third, 21-14. No doubt it was wide. And a good start by the world champion. Still very early stages, 4-1 in this opening game. Oh, that's landed well in. That's a bad misjudgment from Saina Nehwal. Nehwal, of course, had a terrific battle yesterday evening against the Japanese player Ayane Kurihara. Saved the match point in the deciding game, which she eventually won 27-25 in an hour and 11 minutes. And I can't help but wonder if that grueling battle late last night may have taken its physical toll on Saina Nehwal.
2-5.
Compare that to Wang Yihan, both of her 2 previous matches, one in under 40 minutes. Oh, that's nice. Lovely disguise on the drop shot from Nehwal. I'm talking Wang Yihan's previous opponents. First round, she defeated the in-form player, Sun Ji-hyun, who won the title last week at the Chinese Taipei Grand Prix Gold event. And then yesterday, defeated Hu Xuan from Singapore in 2 straight games. It's a good rally. Oh yes, clever play. Addressed the shuttle early at the net, did Saina Nehwal. Gave herself so many options. She could have pushed the shuttle hard, flicked it over her opponent's head, but chose in the end just to play the delicate little block and played it with great disguise. Luck of the net cord, nothing you can do about that. And that time the judgment was sound from Saina Nehwal.
Service over. 5-6.
Gold medalist at last year's Commonwealth Games in Delhi. Great significance of her gold medal because it was the last gold medal of the entire Commonwealth Games. And the fact that Saina Nehwal survived a match point against Wang Yihan of Malaysia. Her gold medal moved India above England on the overall medal table for the first time ever. A very significant gold medal. When she changed her mind with her clear, it was woefully short. Xincheng, the champion, now coaching the women's singles players. Now it's been wide. It's almost as if Saina Nehwal is so aware of the court coverage of her opponent that she feels she's got to hit the line on every occasion, play a perfect shot, otherwise her opponent's going to reach it, and therefore she's just overdoing it and making one or two errors. It's going wide too.
Service over. 6-9.
Oh dear, that's a waste.
Service
Goodness
over.
me.
10-6.
Surprising she was serving out wide anyway. That opens up the angles. Oh yes, lovely lunge forward from Wang Yihan. Racket arm outstretched, determined to take the shuttle early, and her reward, a 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. They're just outmanoeuvred there, Saina Nehwal. Classic singles tactics, try and push your opponent to all four corners of the court.
Okay, first you safe, no mistake, yeah, minimal mistake.
All the instructions from the coaches.
20 seconds.
Good to see that India is developing its coaches as well as its players, giving new and some younger coaches the opportunity to come to these major events and learn from the experience just as much as the players need to learn from it. So do the coaches.
Play.
Another wild one. Well, that really just emphasises the point I was making earlier. Saina Nehwal obviously feels she really does have to hit the lines, not giving herself any margin for inaccuracies.
6.
Well, this is a run of 4 straight points now. Yeah, once again, a real physical determination from Wang Yihan to lunge forward and take the shuttle early, playing that tight spinning net shot. Make that 5 straight points. Oh, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Well, appeared to be under pressure in that rally, did Wang Yihan. Such physical strength to get out of trouble deep in her forehand corner. Playing the surprise shot, aiming towards her opponent's deep forehand corner. Oh, this is a great little run. From 9-6 to 15-6. It's just long, and the run finally comes to an end. But it was 6 straight points, and that really has put a different complexion on this opening game. Take a huge effort now from Saina Nehwal to come back in this. Good disguise. She's played so many very tight spinning net shots as Wang Yihan. Suddenly on that occasion, on a backhand side look, she comes forward addressing it early, but then flicks it over Saina Nehwal's head. Very clever play. Yeah, so too was that. Yeah. Saina Nehwal doing to her opponent what she had done to her. Good thinking.
16.
Well, she's a tall lady, as I say, and she's got very good disguise overhead. And you have to wonder whether perhaps Saina Nehwal should be trying to mix up the serves a little bit, because giving away the high serve, allowing her opponent to attack, not convinced that's the right answer. Super angle.
18-8.
Even when she is in trouble, like deep in that forehand corner, she's got such strength in her legs that she can remain in balance. And certainly at the moment, the newly crowned world champion is just oozing confidence. Look at that. Extraordinary.
19-8.
Wonderful. And now just 2 points away from the opening game. Total control.
10 points apiece.
And now, unbelievably, 12 game points against the world number 5. Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, so many options when she takes it early at the net. I thought she was in trouble, to be honest. She had to play one from the back of the court, but her speed coming forward, addressing the shuttle early. Saina Nehwal was backpedaling, and there you can see opening game, 21-8.
着急啊，启动啊，
后面太松了，肯定。
对，然后加上那个你自己的体能消耗各方面，可能你一定要保证自己的注意力啊。另外一个球上还是不要着急，就算他攻了，耐心的补偿，然后自己有机会了依然要打，而且还是要多从他，包括接杀上抽一点，不要，还要注意点就是点一定要抢，你看你一抢点，他就用力在抢啊。
好，他保持这个节奏就可以，是吧？还有一个就是大家见过这个要做控制啊，这个节奏要保证，是吧？
这口气不能输，速度要好。
Wang Yihan looking very relaxed indeed and playing quite beautifully. What can this lady do in response? Certainly didn't have the answers in the opening game. Oh, just a bit of housework going on there. Well, Saina Nehwal, number 5 seed from India, will have to lift the level of her game if she's to live with the really wonderful play in that opening game of the new world champion, Wang Yihan.
1-love.
There's one thing for certain, 21-year-old from India is a real fighter. A number of times I've seen her come from behind in a match and in close encounters. That refusal to give up. Such a good character trait. That's dangerous. Wang Yihan loves that far shot towards her backhand side, which she intercepts playing what we call the round the head shot. There's total control of the net. Immediately apologises for hitting her opponent.
3-1.
That was incredible. A cross-court net shot off a cross-court net shot. Great skill, great accuracy. Well, it's amazing what confidence can do for an athlete. When I think back a year, and Wang Yihan appeared to be struggling. She was the number 1 seed at the World Championships last year in Paris. She lost in the round of last 16. In fact, she lost 3 times in the round of last 16 when she was the number 1 seed. In the Uber Cup final last year, she lost out to Bai Xiong-hee at number 1 singles. And that really was the start of China's downfall in that remarkable final and victory by Korean in the Uber Cup. And it was because of that and a couple of losses in the China League that head coach Li Yongbo said Wang Yihan wasn't going to be selected for the Asian Games. 4 singles players from China selected for the Asian Games, and she was world number 1 at the time. She didn't get selected. He told her that she had to prove herself again. Well, since being dropped, she's played 11 tournaments, reached the final in 7 of those, winning 6 titles, including the last tournament she played, those World Championships. So if ever there's a way to respond, that is it. What character.
Play.
Good rally. Oh, she's pushed it wide. You could just sense as the rally was in progress. It was so important as far as Saina Nehwal was concerned. She so desperately needed to get back and believe that she was still in these early stages. I know there's only 3 points in it. And I do think that was an important point.
Play.
Wang Yihan is just reading all of Saina Nehwal's attacking shots at the moment. So quick and so powerful moving forward, Wang Yihan. Well, she doesn't like the call. Saina Nehwal. Oh no, that clipped the back of the line.
9-3.
If the shuttle, when it lands, the first part of the shuttle to land is the cork. And if that catches any part of the line, then it's in. And that was a good call by the line judge. Yeah. Well, there was that rally when Saina Nehwal was 3-4 adrift. It was a good rally, and I said afterwards, I felt, just sensed that it was such an important rally. And since then, Saina Nehwal hasn't won another point. And that's wide too. An 8-point advantage, 11-3 at the mid-game interval here in this second game. It was close, but once again, I think it was a correct call by the line judge. It's remarkable how you can just sense when there's an important rally. And if Saina Nehwal had won that rally when it was 4-3, it would of course have been 4-all, instead of which it was 5-3, and from there, the reigning world champion has just stormed through 7 straight points. Well, right at the start of this contest, I did wonder whether Saina Nehwal's marathon match yesterday evening, on 11 minutes against Ayane Kurihara of Japan, 27-25 in the deciding game. I thought that might take its toll. I suspect it may have taken its emotional toll as much as physical toll. back line. It's all one-way traffic now.
Serve 3.
女士们、先生们，赛事进行中，请您在拍照时关闭闪光灯，谢谢合作。
Service over. 4. Serve.
Well, I suspect it's a case of now or never as far as Saina Nehwal is concerned. And look, the Indian fans looking very concerned indeed. Certainly help her cause.
Play.
And that. And I have to say, it is one of the traits of Wang Yihan. In fact, that she does go through little phases in her matches where she just loses concentration. A few unforced errors. There's another.
7. Serve.
Well, 4 straight points to Saina Nehwal, and now it's believable again. Again, Wang Yihan lunges forward, racket arm outstretched. There she goes. Isn't that just wonderful to watch? Knew it was going to be a winner. Stood her ground at the net. The only possible reply would have been a net shot.
Service over. 8-13.
Well, Nehwal just hanging on by her fingertips at the moment. Yeah, the lift was woefully short, well inside the double service line, and it got what it deserved.
14-8.
Look where her feet are, Wang Yihan. Nowhere near the back of the court, and that's an indication of how deep the lift is. Always look at the player's feet. Well along the back line. And this is a dilemma really for Saina Nehwal. What do you do if you try and put in the attacking clear, the punch clear? It's liable to go long. You can put in the high clear, and it's quite likely that Wang Yihan's going to have enough time to play a winning shot if we hit in a downward direction. Wang Yihan is stepping forward so quickly and reading those attacking shots so well, as she did on this occasion. Actually played the kill, not even having to play a net shot. There's a good reason why she's become world champion and now once again regained her status as world number 1. She is a class player, there's no doubt about that. Jiangsu just looking at her watch. Yep, She's winning in double quick time. 29 minutes this match so far. Yeah, that's good.
Service over. 9-17. Over 18-9.
Well, it really has been a demonstration, hasn't it? And very good to see, because it was quite obvious that Wang Yihan struggled emotionally and mentally with the burden of expectation when she was world #1. A lot of pressure put on her by the head coach Li-Ning.
Service over.
Only sign of frailty, and she was dropped. And she's come back better and stronger because of it. Team. Devastating with her overhead shots.
19-11.
Saina Nehwal just can't tell at the moment which way it's coming. It's certainly not helped by Nehwal's lack of length on that last lift, but still have to give credit to Wang Yihan. Put it away with consummate ease. And even luck with the world champion.
Match point 11.
20, match point 11. 9 match points against the world #5. Oh yes. Defiance from Nehwal. But surely too little too late. Good net shot, forced the lift. Really got behind it. Good physical effort. And then of course when you're really behind the shuttle, you've got so many more options. That's brilliant. Super disguise on the cross-court slice from Wang Yihan. And the victory is hers. She's through to the semi-final. It'll be her 4th semi-final at these China Masters. Yet to progress further than a semi-final, though, Wang Yihan. But I have to say, the newly crowned world champion is looking full of confidence and looking in great form as well. So there. Confirmation of the score, 2 straight games. Wang Yihan 21-8, 21-12 over the #5 seed, Saina Nehwal.